when I was in middle school, when I got introduced to getting roasted. Like I was riding the bus with this kid, and I lived in England in middle school for 2 years.
Okay.
And I was riding the bus with this kid, and this was a black kid, black beady head little kid, and he's smaller than me. And he roasted me on the bus every day.
Getting roasted in British is hilarious.
He did not have a British accent. Let's not put that on my story. These were American kids. But
okay. Oh, there's because you're a military kid.
Military kid. We're on military base, military American kids. But he roasted the shit out of me on that bus every single day. And I didn't.
Yeah, that's not friendship.
No, I didn't have the defenses built up yet to know how to defend myself. Yeah. So I'm just like, why is this happening? Why me? What did I do?
Doesn't feel good.
This doesn't fucking feel good. And then by high school,
we got to talk about roasting trauma. Like, we really got to talk about roasting trauma because roasting culture is fucking it's low key toxic.
It turned me into who I am. By high school, I was handing out fades left and right.
Bro, for real, nigga.
In that 1 year, I was damn near in tears someday. Like, why me?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do to deserve this? And that's the point that she got to just then. Joke or not, you can't make up getting red in the face, dog. She was mad.
No, no, she was joking, but she was expressing real shit.
Minimum, that was real shit.
At minimum, she meant that shit 100%.
100%.
I just got to say real quick, bro, I relate to that so fucking much because I didn't understand, because I didn't like really the roasting thing didn't turn for me completely until I was in college. So like my sophomore year of college. And I was a little bit of a late bloomer, but I still had like the comeback because, you know, I'm braised around niggas at the end of the day. So, but just the key to like the snapback on somebody.
Yeah, the snapback. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, and there was one time it was unprovoked. I started with somebody else and I killed him. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, that roasting shit is something else.
Hurts, man.
It's a muscle. Yeah.
It's a muscle.
It's a skill. It's
muscle. Trauma. Like, it's really trauma response. Like that's what it is. Like
because everybody's trying to hurt another person before the other person can hurt them. Like you're pre-roasting motherfuckers so that they can't get you. Yeah, it's self-defense. Like
quick draw.
Like, they traumatized you on that UK bus, and now you're out here. Got another nigga in the corner cowering, like, "Oh shit, Cam's coming. He about to roast the shit out of me." Like now he's scared too.
Hey, now I roast grifters for a living on YouTube. So
right, well, at least they deserve it. You know what I mean?
You're better for it, and you're better for it. I think there's a time and a place, bro.
We're not. Yeah,
I honestly think there's a time and a place.
I think we could do with more. I think that and I say this as I wasn't a late bloomer. I've been roasting since elementary. You know what I mean? I was terrorist with the words, but I think that within that comes you shouldn't have to be the one who grows these defenses. It's like, if I'm joking on you, what's the purpose of this? Is it just to enact my power, which it is a very effective tool at that,
as kids,
or is it like it's meant to make humor? And if it's meant to make humor, it needs to be correct. If it's about humor, then it needs to be attenuated by do you actually enjoy this? Like, is the person that I'm roasting, are we enjoying it?
Unfortunately, that's at least present day with the way society is. That's not how shit is. Kids,
nobody disagrees with that. Nobody disagrees with that. Yeah,
kids are cool.
Correct. Yeah, you're describing bullying.
Meantime,
that's just bullying. Yeah.
In the meantime, but I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like it's like anytime, and I'm not pro bullying at all. But it's like there's adversity in life is going to hit you at every single age and every single stage you are in life. Whether you adapt and overcome it is on you. And of course, the people around you, hopefully you are a person that has a support system around you, people that can help you build up whatever muscle it is to help you overcome said adversity. But adversity is actually good for getting and growing stronger.
Sure.
Now, I'm not saying that abuse is good.
Yeah, abuse is not good.
Sort of reverse, like just like if you get a rope and Joan, sometimes like they just make me quicker. They just make me sharper. Like I can think quicker on my feet. Like I can, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Eddie, I already know the level that
you know where I'm about to go, but yeah,
I'm saying that's not the fuck I'm saying at all. But on some level, hey,
I think when you're ready for me to reply, I'll break down why.
And both of y'all, go ahead.
I don't think.
No, go ahead, Eddie.
I would say that the line between abuse and adversity is one that we draw arbitrarily based on whatever the fuck we think people should do. And I think that's a dangerous gray area to paint.
I agree with that.
Bullying a kid to where he's at the verge of tears, talking about how that's not okay. Positive adversity is just, we can just call it abuse or somewhere on that spectrum.
I think it's abuse personally.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah. So then when we're talking about adversity, I'm like, I don't disagree that as a person going through the world, I have to learn to deal with racists, bullies, etc. I think that jumping straight to the ways that I defend myself to survive, instead of talking about the ways that where we started the conversation, the ways that we can be kinder to one another, is jumping too far to the conclusion before we've even resolved the first thing. Because the first thing I talked about was y'all talked about y'all's trauma, and I talked about being the source of that trauma and started talking about the ways that I should have done better. And then we jumped straight to, but I made y'all better in life.
Black people do that a lot. That was my main point, was like how we talk about how we beat our kids as parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I got beat liberally as a kid. And
unacceptable.
And I had friends who got it worse, right? But and my parents got it worse than me from their parents. And so while none of it's okay, but the way we in the Black community jump to violent retribution or verbal abuse as the first resort instead of the absolute bottom of the barrel, desperate measure to discipline people, to humble people, to fit in a community. Most of the time, roasting is just making sure you look cool still to your friends in high school.
Yep.
Like the way we jump there first is really toxic. And in my opinion, I always draw a line back to slavery, bro. Like we got that beat into us. This idea that we have to be the oppressor as opposed to the oppressed, and it's elevated to a point where we trivialize the fact that you made this kid cry. Like people have died as an end result of making a kid cry one day at school. This is not a fucking joke. And we belittle it because we're all just taught to like have this, we're tough. We're tougher than this. We can elevate above this. It makes us a stronger person. Surviving abuse is not something to be like rewarded and lifted up as like the ideal. I'm not tough because I got beat. I'm tough in spite of being beat for all that time. I don't think it should be lauded as a contributing factor to what made me the man I am. I had two parents and they cared about me. That's why I became who I am. Not because
despite their flaws
beat me.
Yeah.
It's despite their flaws. It's not because they actually hit me on top of it. That's a really flawed mindset.
Where do you think roasting falls into this?
I think it's just kids. For one,
meaning do you think that you grew stronger, or is it in despite of, or is it like, you did, but it wasn't worth it, or,
It's in spite of, because again, we don't know the person you would have become if you hadn't endured that. And we don't know if that person you would have become is lesser somehow than who you became otherwise. Just because I'm dope now and I built myself into this now, you have no idea what happened behind the scenes that I needed to get past to get to this point. That abuse might have slowed me down in my trajectory. You don't know.
And oftentimes abuse is a setback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a setback, but it could, depending on the outcome, depending on said abuse. And I mean that with heavy quotations, because I ain't talking about just you know what I'm saying, or like extreme like shit. But like once a person kind of overcomes it. But again, I agree with both of y'all. First of all, because I know niggas in the comments go like, "Oh, Judge is this bitch." Oh, I agree. Oh, Eddie's right. Cam's right. Oh, so all abuse is wrong. No kid. Like that. Unfortunately, yes, I agree with you, motherfucker. That's not the fucking world we live in. Okay, I'm sorry. I agree with you, motherfucker. That's not the goddamn world we live in. Until that world exists, you better fucking learn to fight fucking back, bitch. Okay, how about that? How about that?
But hey,
fucking fight.
Gosh, okay? Not everybody's gonna fight.
Be a kind fucking warrior. Like learn to fight, nigga. Learn to defend yourself.
Not everybody can do that.
Not everybody can. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, Josh would be red right now if he were.
Well, like, and that
we have a lot of ableist tendencies in our culture.
I was soft as a kid. My brother did and said horrible shit to me. Okay,
that's bad. Yeah,
terrible,
bad, real bad.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I lived it. That's why I can relate. That's why I say the shit that I'm saying.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, it's like, yo, hey, you have to have some sort of a defense. You have to have some sort of a community, even if that's not your fucking family.
But
these are
defense mechanisms, though. Like we're preaching defense mechanisms, and that is an act of desperation. That is a community trying to protect its own, and just saying, "Hey, we know this sucks. We know this shouldn't be happening, but fuck all that.
Lock your doors.
Square up. Get tough. Just get through it." Right? We know that's unacceptable. We know that's not the best way to handle these things. But in the Black community, we've had to deal with getting our asses whooped by white America for centuries. So it's like, okay, if that thing's not going to change, we have to get tougher. And I think that's where that attitude comes from. Of just like, fuck it, square up, get tougher, stop complaining. But complaining is valid, man. Like, some things need to be complained about.
Yeah, and that's how you end things. There's also a thing of we do have to deal with the fucking world that we are in.
We do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
telling the kid as actively getting his goddamn back kicked in.
Yeah.
No, you need to toughen up. Yeah.
The kids at school shouldn't be doing that. They should be loving.
It depends on who you're talking to. Because you're 100% right. The thing is, what is the context of where we're giving? Because the difference between victim blaming and victim preparation is where you're talking often. So it's like, if we're having a conversation about what the bully should do, jumping to the defense mechanisms a kid should get isn't appropriate in the same sentence. But if we're talking specifically to the kid, but we're not talking to kid, we're talking to adults right now. We all are past that age. If you're talking to a kid, if my kid is actively getting exactly, but that was in our past. So we're not talking about defense mechanisms. We don't need to, we're safe now. If I'm talking to my kid and he's going, I'm getting bullied today, the advice that I might give him is not, oh, those kids need to be nicer. It's going to be, learn to roast, learn to fight. I understand.
Here's some ways.
But if my kid is the one who's somebody's parent is calling me up and going, hey, your kid beat my kid up. Your kid made my kid cry today. I'm not going to be telling them the defense mechanisms their kid should have. I'm going to be telling my son, my daughter, hey, that's not appropriate. So it's all about the context. And it's to a point that you said before, which is know your audience. So I think I'm just trying to bridge the gap, Josh, because I'm thinking it maybe feels like we're like piling against your point. I think it's just about who we're talking to.
I'm hoping the gap, but I mean, it's the internet, bro. Like the gap is not going to automatically be bridged because we know the gap.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Like the content thing. This is just me talking to you.
We're all forming the gaps just cohesively through our conversations, just kind of getting a feel of where everybody's coming from. But the comments is not going to do that shit. Like this, I'm
not even talking. Yeah, I'm just talking about. So I'm just talking to you. Yeah.
So that part for me, absolutely. Like that gap for sure. Of course, if my kid is doing the bullying, I'm about to be nigga. I'm on your ass, bro. Don't do it. What are you doing? Stop that shit. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Be kind. It's okay. It don't cost you nothing.
That way. Gentle parenting. Fuck that. This little nigga out here being a menace. He ain't nobody fucking with him. He fucking with other people. What is wrong with you, nigga? Do you need more love, bitch?
I mean, we'll see how effective it goes because you might have circled around.
He's bullying now.
You might have
bullying now.
Like maybe he learned it at home, my nigga. I don't know.
You need more love, bitch.
He's like, funny. Who told you to use violence in school? Little ugly. Who told you to roast?
If there's a version of getting your ass beat for beating another kid's ass is some righteous shit.
Niggas do that. Parents do that shit though, bro.
You need to do that.
It doesn't work though.
If you're gonna beat somebody's ass, then beat their ass for being a bully.
But okay. Like if we're talking, I don't know if we're still joking, but if we're talking seriously, that shit don't work. Like
no, it don't work.
Because in my household, I learned very quickly words are a weapon that you can use to enact power on other people. Yeah. And so that's a habit that I had to learn to break. Not saying that I'm good at it because obviously I was even struggling on the fucking podcast, but like that's the thing that I'm getting dominated with words. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna replicate that at school. And now niggas have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Niggas are sad. Niggas are depressed because I've roasted whatever the fuck. And so, yeah, you beat a kid's ass and they're like, oh yeah, that's when you're mad at somebody, you beat their ass. That's how you enact power on other people. So you go to school and do the same
personally,
thing.
Just to be completely clear on my philosophy, if I had a kid, because I don't think that's going to happen. But if I have a kid if I adopt, you know what I'm saying? I don't plan on ever touching my kid. And that's probably going to be something that's controversial in the comments or whatever. But I believe that.
No, not in our comments, probably. Yeah.
Okay. I believe that forever. I think it's just from a childhood development perspective, it is extremely counterproductive to use your power and authority over a person who doesn't have these things and is looking to you for leadership and looking to you as a role model to teach them the lesson that when things are difficult and you're frustrated and you can't think of a better option, you hit people. I think that is a really, really bad lesson to teach. And I think even if you're one of these parents, like my parents or one of my parents, who told you every time they beat you, like, this is why I'm beating you. You don't do that thing again. And you think you're doing it the right way. That's not how a child perceives it. And you're not putting yourself in the mindset or the shoes of how a child sees this and what lessons they take away from this. Because when they get too big for you to beat them, what the fuck are you going to do now? Like, what's your next move? Exactly. No. And for me, it was getting punched in the chest. It was it was wrestling on the ground with my dad. Like,
full force punch. Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they get too big for you to do all that shit? So, like,
if you still got to beat your, if you still trying to if you still trying to lay hands on your kid when they
18, 19,
like fuck that, 15 to whatever, because like sometimes we got them kid, but them niggas being supposed to be weightlifting.
Oh, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But that's the problem. That's the problem
once you start. Like,
wait, but the point, Josh, that you were making, just can you?
No, because me personally, I'm not gonna say, and I don't have kids, you know, but I'm not gonna say I would never like spank my kid, but it's not going to be like the first or even secondary or third thing that comes to my mind in terms of disciplinary action. That's like an absolute last thing. Like, hey, I done tried this gentle parenting shit to my motherfucking teeth, and you really tried it. So now, okay, I gotta this real quick. But if you doing shit like that, while you got a team, while they something ain't right. I don't know. If you still physically trying to hit your kid when they that old and they still like out of line, something ain't right. And I don't know. Like, there's a whole lot that goes into that.
But to your point of, using it as the last resort, even, are you doing that out of frustration and because you ran out of options, or do you genuinely think that is going to solve the problem that you're addressing?
Well, I know so I can only speak for myself. I remember one time I was on my mama ass. I was getting on her. I got on her last fucking nerve. I feel bad. Like, I said to myself, you know what? You ain't have to do all that. After I got my ass whooped, I said, you know what? Yeah, you was wrong for that. Nope. See, look what it's got me. Look what it's got me at. And then I got another homeboy who was a great father, father of two, phenomenal dad, and his kids love him to death. And the only time, like, sometimes he will resort to like a spanking, but that's absolute last resort.
Sure.
But you know what I'm saying? There's consciousness behind it. Like, there's still, I love you. I'm doing this. I'm not just doing this just to beat you, but it's like, hey, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So
that's that brings us, to the back to the argument of, is there a quote unquote correct way to use physical violence to try to impart lessons to a child or to correct behavior? Like, translate it to a puppy. Some people spank their puppies or hit their puppy gently to like reinforce lessons and stuff, but I'm not hitting no dog. Like, in the level of power, the level of powerlessness is the same. Like, that analogy works in that regard. They depend on you for everything, and hitting them,
they're under your legal,
under your legal
ownership, low key.
Exactly. The same way a child is. And is that, like, are we doing it because it was done to us and we're just trying to improve on what our parents did and be gentle?
That's it.
Gentler
than them, for sure. That's it.
Or does it work? Because I'm about what works and what's going to turn this child into a responsible adult that has control of their emotions and does not hit other people. And to me, the hardest thing in the world for us as parents in the Black community is to refrain from doing that because it's so programmed within us.
I tell you what, one thing about the difference between a child and a dog is we can't use an ultrasonic device that'll fuck with a dog's, hearing real quick. That's non-violent. It's like I got one of them got down. It's not in like arms reach of me right now, but I would like bring it on camera. But it's I ultimately do agree with you, but again, like I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie and be like,
no,
boy, what I'm saying? Because depending on the situation, I'm very much so a situational person. But one thing about I know within myself is that I have very good discernment and I have a whole lot of love in my heart. So I'm not just one of these, regular, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna whoop my kid's ass and that's gonna be that. And so no, it's gonna be a lot of steps I take before that happens.
That's progress. And
that is a stepwise forward.
I salute progress. And ultimately the only challenge I'm ever bringing is like, progress, but are you trying to be, the best you can be, or are you just trying to be better than your parents? And that's
I would try to be the best I can be, but I don't know how good I am.
But have you talked to other people? That's what I'm saying. We're getting there. Like, have you talked to other people?
Because I was,
look, baby, I go to therapy. I don't have a whole lot of family. I don't
know how good I am.
I appreciate that perspective. I think we're getting somewhere because, like, are you leaning on other people? Are you asking other parents, like, what do you do? How does it work with your kid? Like, are you trying to find other alternatives? That's, to me, the biggest issue with Black parents sometimes. And I'm only focused on Black parents because I don't know shit about other parents. I'm Black.
I think it's fine to just talk about the community that we're talking about.
Exactly. That's all I ever do. And I always get called out for like, oh, well, we're not the only ones, bro. My world is Black. I'm only ever talking about Black people. Leave me alone.
I have zero issue with that. Like, it's an in-house conversation.
This is an in-house conversation. But like within Black parenting, I just think we're not getting creative enough. We are the most creative people on this planet, and we don't get creative enough when it comes to ways to
having a jazz therapy.
Right. We're seen as weak if we don't hit our kids. Like, we have so many toxic things that we need to excise from the community, bro.
Can I ask Josh if you think, because I can appreciate all of the things that you were saying there before. Do you think that there are things that under no circumstances you would ever employ? Like, is there, because there's a gradient of steps, and then there's also like lines in the sand. So there's like, here are the things that I would try, and they're stepped according to what's ideal and like, cool, if I have to go down the list, I go to this. And then there's some things that it's like, they're not on the list. Are there things that you would go like, no matter how much of a trouble thing was happening, I would never, I don't know what the example, like call the cops on my kids, whatever it might be. I don't know. I'm wondering if that's a thing that's in your mind as well.
Call the cops. Yeah, I mean, hell, I might, depending on what that motherfucker did, I might have to call the cops on that little nigga. Kill my wife. But I would say, like, just in terms of, okay, like just common stories that we've heard of growing up Black is, I probably wouldn't be at the point where I would like make my kid go outside and pick their own switch and bring it back so I can whoop their ass with that switch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I probably just have my belt or my hand. And again, I'm going to do like temper, like, because I'm not trying to beat my kid with my full fucking force and like actually try to hurt them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, again, that's a very, very last resort. Like, I want to talk to my kid. I want to give them so much love. So if I have to get to that point, it's like, yo, I must have really disappointed this nigga.
Yeah,
I must have really fucked up for him to do this to me. Because because I want it to be like that. That's my whole intention. If I have to do that, the relationship that I have with my kid, my future kids, or if I ever even have them, would be like that. That's what I'm striving for. You know what I'm saying? And all this is hypothetically because I don't have kids.
Yeah, no. So salute on just I think it's always a good thing when we proactively try to put up safeguards against hurting people that trust us, because it's a level of vulnerability. I think people forget what it was like to be a kid and to be in that vulnerable position. I've had moments where
it's easy to slip away from it. Yeah,
you can forget how scared you were and how helpless you felt and how frustrated you felt when
And trapped, yeah.
Yeah, and trapped, like, because it takes so little sometimes. Like having the wrong tone can get you popped in the mouth. Just being correct. Just correct. Like you'll correct something they said.
Saying something true, yeah.
They were fucking wrong, and you just corrected them, and that can get you beat. And it's so the injustice of
wild.
I was furious all the times that just for being correct, I was like ostracized, and it goes beyond beating. Like there's so many ways parents can make kids feel bad, but yeah, man, I think we forget that we felt like we were already in control of our thoughts. We felt that we had a way of seeing the world as kids, and then we treat kids once we become adults like they don't know shit and nothing they say is valid. Yeah. That's wrong to me. I plan to treat any kid that comes into my house like a smaller, physically smaller,
young human being.
Yeah, right.
That's it. Just respect.
And that's how they get smarter. That's how they get smarter. Like when you talk to them, like they are competent, like damn near, like halfway adults, because
exactly.
Yeah.
They don't know
there's things that they can't do.
Yeah.
And I think the core in that is kind of going like, because sometimes we treat childhood like it's proto-life, that life doesn't really start until we're an adult. So the experiences, the emotional experiences, the trauma that you have as a kid doesn't really count. It's just preparation for when your life actually starts.
Exactly.
And I always kind of raise like, if your kid passed away at like 10, would you think that way about their life? Or would you be like, no, that time that you took their teddy bear away from them as punishments for some shit that they shouldn't have been punished for was the worst thing that ever happened in their life. And then they passed away at 10.
Would it hurt less?
Their emotional experience. Yeah, it doesn't hurt less. Like, yeah, sure. It probably hurt as much as your like second divorce, because we grow through life. Sure. But for them, that's the worst shit that ever happened to them. It's still the same emotional internal experience. 100%. And I think that we have to respect, like, yeah, that shit hurts. And look, sometimes you have to just, they need to get vaccinated, and it's going to be, because I remember my dad talking about, I had to get allergy shots as a kid, like real young, and they're super painful because I have to inject them into the muscle. And he was talking about the emotional experience of watching me go through being confused and the pain of like crying into his chest of like, fuck, I know, little man, I know this hurts. I know you don't want this. I know this is the worst thing you've ever experienced. Like you don't have a whole life of experience, and I feel your pain for you. And I think that just kind of respecting a kid's emotions.
Yeah, that's it.
Are as real as ours, even though they're little. Yeah. It's
that simple. Respecting a kid's emotions. I love that. I love how you put proto-life. That was an incredible way to put it.
What's Josh about to laugh at, though?
Well done.
See, this is the shit I be talking about. This is the shit I be talking about. But we'll talk about it after the podcast.
Back to you, Eddie. No, I'm not. That was very. Yeah. I'm not laughing at that at all. It was some other shit you said. At this point, it's a running gag.
Okay.
What was my mind. It was. It was a bubble bass at 14 shit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's the same nigga.
See, but this is what I'm talking about. See, Cam, every time I get on this podcast, these niggas roast me for having eclectic tastes.
See, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Meanwhile, I let them slide for all type of shit because I could be real mean, but I don't. It's a lot of things I can say, but I don't.
You know what? You're mean. You don't. When you mean, you're mean. Like you don't. You
that's
don't
true.
have.
That's
you
true.
Don't have a light hand. You like. You know. We
ain't no calibration.
Yeah, like fire hose. Saying some shit, bro. I like the fuck.
I've retired. I remember what I was like in high school when it was like, just a lunch table and everybody who came within a 10-foot radius was fair game. Like I remember, but I don't have it in me anymore. I am very much a de-escalation. I'm trying not to get shot person. That's
smart.
That is me. I'm not trying to roast anybody, especially in person. I'm not trying to be tougher than you. I'm trying to get home alive.
And that's why you need to carry mace on you. That's the best de-escalation.
We got it.
100%.
We got to get the Mace sponsorship.
It's a red flag.